Guan Park stood at the observation deck of Kepler Station, watching the stars through the massive glass windows. She had been a diplomat for 10 years, but today felt different. Something strange was happening in the galaxy, and she could feel it in the air. The station was busy as always. Aliens from dozens of worlds walked through the corridors, trading goods and making deals. But there was tension. People spoke in whispers. Even the tough security guards looked nervous. Commander Park, a voice called behind her. She turned. To see Lieutenant Hannah Kim running toward her? The young officer looked worried. What is it, Hannah? Giwan asked. They're here. The Vorthok delegation just arrived. They're asking for you specifically. Guan felt her stomach drop. The Vorthok were the most feared species in the galaxy. They were 8 feet tall, covered in natural armor, and had 4 powerful arms. Their empire had conquered 12 star systems in just 10 years. They were warriors, pure and simple. Did they say what they want? Juwan asked. No, Commander. But they seemed different. Almost nervous. Ji-Wan followed Hannah through the station's corridors. Other aliens moved out of their way quickly. Everyone knew the Vorthok were here. The entire station felt like it was holding its breath. They reached Conference Room 7. 2 human guards stood outside, looking tense. Inside, Giwan could see the massive forms of 3 Vorthok warriors. Their leader was War Master Keth, a veteran of countless battles. Stay close, Giwan told Hannah. But let me do the talking. She entered the room. The Vorthok were sitting at the large conference table, but even sitting down, they looked huge. Their armor was polished black metal, and their eyes glowed a soft red. Keth looked up as she entered. Human, he said in his deep voice. You for coming, War Master Keth? Giwan replied, trying to keep her voice steady. What brings the Vorthok Empire to our station? Keth shifted in his chair. His forearms moved restlessly. For a moment, he didn't speak. Then he said something that shocked Juwan to her core. We need your help. Juwan blinked. I'm sorry. Need your help? Keth repeated. Specifically, we need your species' help. With what? Juwan asked. Keth was quiet for a long moment. His 2 companions looked at each other nervously. Finally, he spoke. Our young. We need humans to protect our young. Ji-Wan stared at him. Your young? Our children? Our babies? We want to hire human guards to protect them. The room fell silent. Gi-Wan could hear her own heartbeat. The Vorthok, who could destroy entire planets, were asking humans to protect their children? It made no sense. I don't understand, Ji-Wan said. Your military is the strongest in the galaxy. Why would you need our protection? Because, Keth said slowly, you are the only species we trust with this task. Before Ji-Wan could respond, her communicator buzzed. She glanced at it and saw an urgent message from Admiral Do-Yeon Kim, her superior. Excuse me for a moment, she said. She stepped to the corner of the room and opened the message. Commander Park, we have a situation. Similar requests are coming in from across the galaxy. The Nexari, the Thal Raiders, even the Karathi. They all want the same thing, human protection for their young. Return to base immediately for briefing. Juwan stared at the message. This wasn't just about the Vorthok. Something bigger was happening. She returned to the table. War Master, how? Many other species have made similar requests? Keth's eyes narrowed. You have received others? Answer my question first. We know of at least 20 species who are seeking human protection services. All for the same purpose. Guan felt dizzy. 20 species. All wanting humans to protect their children. All willing to pay for it. Why? She asked. Why humans? We're not the strongest species. We don't have the best technology. We're not even the most numerous. No, Keth agreed. You are not the strongest. But you have something else. Something we lack. What? When you see young ones in danger, you act. You don't think. You don't calculate. You just act. And you act to protect them, even if they are not your own species. Giwan frowned. That's not special. Any intelligent species would protect children. No, Keth said firmly, they would not. Most species protect only their own young. Some species see other young as threats to be eliminated. But humans, humans protect any young they encounter. That's not true, Juan protested. 3 years ago at the Battle of Rigel 7, a human medical team stayed behind to evacuate injured Krolix younglings. The Krolix are your enemies. Oh, yeah. Your people died to save their children. Juan didn't have an answer. She remembered the Battle of Rigel 7. The human medical team had indeed stayed behind. They had saved 47 young Krolix, but 12 humans had died in the process. At the time, everyone called it a waste of life. 2 years ago, Keth continued, human soldiers on Epsilon Station abandoned their defensive positions to rescue a group of Nexari children during a pirate attack. They lost the battle because of it. They saved those children. Why? Again, Juan had no answer. She knew the story. The human commander had been court-martialed for abandoning his post. But the Nexari children had lived. 6 months ago, Keth said, on the merchant vessel Star Dancer. Human crew members gave up their own life pods to save a group of Thol younglings when the ship was attacked. 17 humans died. The Thol children survived. Why? Juan realized she was shaking. I don't know. You do, Keth said softly. We have studied your species for years. When humans see young ones in danger, they respond with something we call protective fury. It is automatic. It is powerful. It does not care about species. But why do you need our protection? Quan asked. You're the Vorthok. You're the strongest warriors in the galaxy. Because, Keth said, there are things happening that we cannot fight alone. Things that threaten not just our young, but the young of all species. And in this threat, we have learned that the only beings we can truly trust are humans. Quan's communicator buzzed again. This time, it was an emergency signal. She looked at the message and felt cold. Nexari nursery attacked. No survivors. Karathi. Nursery destroyed. All younglings killed. Thol spawning ground raided. Children taken. This is Admiral Kim. Return immediately. She looked up at Keth. The War Master was watching her carefully. You know about the attacks? She said. Yes, that is why we are here. That is why we need you. Giwan stood up. I need to return to my ship. We'll continue this discussion later, Commander Keth said as she reached the door. Time is running out. The attacks are getting worse. More species are losing their young. Soon, it will be too late for all of us. Giwan paused at the door. What makes you think humans can stop this? Because Keth said, you are the only species in the galaxy that will die to protect children who are not your own. And right now, that is exactly what the galaxy needs. As Juan left the room, she realized that everything she thought she knew about the galaxy was wrong. The most dangerous aliens weren't asking for human weapons or technology. They were asking for something much more precious, human hearts that couldn't ignore a child in danger. The question was, would it be enough? Dr. Sun Hee-choi sat in her small office aboard the research ship Harmony, staring at the files on her desk. 3 weeks had passed since the strange requests began. Now she had a new job, figure out why dangerous aliens wanted human babysitters, her. First interview was scheduled for today. An Nexari elder named Vixdal was coming to speak with her. The Nexari were crystal-like beings who could read minds and share thoughts. They were beautiful, but terrifying. One angry Nexari could drive a person insane just by thinking at them. Dr. Choi? Her assistant Jinwoo Nam knocked on her door. The Nexari delegation is here. Send them in, Sun Hee said, trying to calm her nerves. The door opened and 3 Nexari entered. They looked like walking diamonds, their bodies made of living crystal that sparkled in the light. The largest one, Vixdal, had patterns of blue and silver running through her crystal body. Dr. Choi Vixdal's voice appeared directly in Sun Hee's mind. It felt strange, like someone whispering inside her head. Thank you for agreeing to speak with us. Please sit down, Sun Hee said, gesturing to the chairs she had prepared. The Nexari didn't really need chairs, but she wanted to be polite. We understand you wish to know why we seek human protection for our young, Vixtal said, without moving her mouth. All Nixari communication was telepathic. Yes, Sunhee replied. It's very unusual. Your species has powerful mental abilities. You can defend yourselves better than most. This is true, Vixtal agreed. But our young cannot control their abilities. They broadcast their thoughts and feelings to everyone around them. This makes them targets. Targets for whom? Many species find uncontrolled telepathic thoughts disturbing. Some species feed on psychic energy. Others see telepathic children as future threats. But humans, humans are different. Forward. How are we different? When a human encounters one of our young, they do not fear the mental contact. They accept it. More than that, they try to comfort the child. We have observed this many times. Can you give me an example? Vixtal was quiet for a moment. Then images began flowing into Sunhee's mind. She saw a human medic named Dr. Yang-Su. Lee, working at a refugee camp. A young Nexari child, no bigger than a human toddler, was crying. The child's uncontrolled telepathy was sending waves of fear and sadness to everyone nearby. Most of the other aliens in the camp moved away from the child. But Dr. Lee walked closer. He sat down next to the small crystal being and began speaking softly. The child's mental cries gradually became quieter. Dr. Lee stayed with our young one for 6 hours, Vixtal explained. He did not understand our language. He could not communicate with the child telepathically, but he stayed. He brought food. He brought toys. He stayed until the child felt safe. That does sound like something a human would do, Sunhee admitted. Yes, this is why we trust. Your species, you do not fear our young. You do not see them as threats. You see them as children who need help. After the Nexari left, Sunhee called her colleague, Security Chief Tae-Yoon. He was investigating the practical side of these protection requests. Tae-Yoon, what have you found about the human protected facilities? The numbers are incredible, Tae-Yoon replied over the video call. Human-guarded alien nurseries have 0 deaths. 0, Sunhee. The galaxy-wide average is 12%. That can't be right. I've checked the data 3 times. Even when these facilities are attacked, the human guards somehow keep all the alien children safe. How is that possible? I don't know, but I'm about to interview Captain Myung-Han. She was at the siege of Epsilon Eridani. Maybe she can explain. An hour later, Taeyang was sitting across from Captain Myung-Han in the station's security office. Myung was a veteran officer with 20 years of service. She looked tired, but determined. Captain, can you tell me about what happened at Epsilon Eridani? Taeyang asked. Which part? Myung replied. The part where we were outnumbered 5-1, or the part where we found the Krolix younglings. The younglings. I want to know about them. Myung was quiet for a moment. We're retreating through the civilian sector when we heard the sounds. High-pitched noises. Crying. We followed the sounds and found a group of young Krolix trapped in a collapsed building. Krolix are spider-like aliens, correct? Yes, about the size of house cats when they're young. These ones were scared and injured. The building was still collapsing around them. What did you do? We went in after them. My team thought I was crazy. The Krolix are enemies of humanity. Their adults had been shooting at us all day, but these were just babies. Many were there? 17. All under 1-year-old in Krolix terms. They couldn't walk properly yet. They were making these little clicking sounds like crying. Taeyang leaned forward. What happened next? The pirate forces found us. They started attacking our position. We could have left. We should have left. But Myung paused. Have you ever seen a frightened alien child, Chief Yoon? No. Doesn't matter what species they are. Fear looks the same. Pain looks the same. And when you see it, you can't just walk away. So you stayed? We stayed. For 18 hours. The pirates kept attacking. We kept fighting. 3 of my team were seriously injured. But we didn't lose a single Krolix youngling. What happened to the younglings? When the rescue ships arrived, we handed them over to the Krolix authorities. The adult Krolix were confused. They couldn't understand why we had protected their young. How did you feel about that? Myung smiled sadly, proud, exhausted, but proud. We had done something good. After the interview, Tae-young called Sun-hee back. I think I'm beginning to understand, he said. It's not about strategy or politics, it's something deeper. What do you mean? These human guards aren't following orders when they protect alien children. They're following instinct. Something inside them that they can't control. Meanwhile, on the research station at Kepler 442, Dr. Sun-hee Choi was interviewing another species. The Thule Raiders were nomadic warriors who traveled the galaxy in massive fleets. They were known for their berserker rage in battle. The Thule representative was named Grok. He was 7 feet tall, covered in fur, and had tusks like a boar. His eyes were small and fierce. Dr. Choi Grok said in broken galactic standard, Thule, grateful for meeting. Thank you for coming, Grok. Can you tell me why the Thule want human protection for your spawning grounds? Thule, young vulnerable. Take 3 seasons to grow strong. During this time, enemies attack. Take younglings. Sell them. Sell them. For what? Thulyon have strong life force. Some species use for medicine. Others use for dark purposes. Thule cannot guard all spawning. Grounds too many to spread out. But why humans specifically? Grok thought for a moment. Humans not fear Thule young. Thule babies look like monsters to most species. Sharp teeth, claws, loud noises. But humans see past this. How do you know? They'll test humans. Put human guards near Thule younglings. Watch what happens. Human guards feed younglings, play with them, protect them like own children, even though they look frightening. Yes, human named Kyungmin-oh worked at Thule nursery for 1 year. Thule babies loved her. She loved them. When raiders attacked, she fought like Thule warrior. Killed 3 enemies. Saved 12 younglings. Sun-hee made notes. What happened to Kyungmin? She injured badly, but alive. Fu gave her great honor. She first human to receive Thule warrior mark. And this convinced you to request more human guards? Yes. If human female can love Thule younglings, then humans can love any younglings. This make them perfect guards. As the day ended, Sun-hee compiled her notes. The pattern was becoming clear. Different species, different reasons, but the same conclusion. Humans had something unique. She called Admiral Do-yeon Kim to report her findings. Admiral, I think I understand what's happening. These alien species have been testing us. They've been watching how humans react to alien children in crisis situations. And we pass every test. Every single one. When humans see alien younglings in danger, they respond the same way they would to human children. They protect them. That's interesting, but is it true? The evidence is overwhelming. Humans have been protecting alien children for years without even realizing it. During battles, during emergencies, during disasters, we always try to save the younglings first. But why? I don't know yet, but I think I know someone who might have the answer. Who? I need to speak with an evolutionary psychologist. Someone who can explain why humans act this way. Do it. I need to understand this before more species start making requests. As Sun-hee ended the call, she realized that humanity was about to discover something important about itself. Something that might change how they saw their place in the galaxy. The question was, would the answer be something they could live with? Dr. Sun-hee Choi walked through the corridors of the research station, heading to meet the man who might have all the answers. Professor Kyung-ho Lee was an expert on human evolution and psychology. If anyone could explain why humans protected alien children, it would be him. She found him in Laboratory 7, studying brain scan images on a large screen. He was a thin man in his 50s with gray hair and thick glasses. When he saw her, he smiled. Dr. Choi, I've been expecting you. I heard about your investigation. Professor Lee, I need your help. I've interviewed dozens of alien species, and they all say the same thing. Humans protect alien younglings like they're our own children, but I don't understand why. Kyung-ho gestured to the brain scans on the screen. Actually, I think I do. Look at these images, the screen showed to Brain. Scans side by side, they looked almost identical, with the same areas glowing brightly. What am I looking at? Sun-Hee asked. The brain scan on the left shows a human mother looking at her own baby. The scan on the right shows the same woman looking at a young Krolix. Hi. Stared at the images. They're the same. Exactly. The human brain responds to alien younglings the same way it responds to human babies. The same chemicals are released. Same areas light up. The same protective instincts activate. But that's impossible. We evolved on different planets. We're completely different species. Yes, but evolution is smarter than we think. Let me show you something else. Kyung-ho pulled up another screen. This one showed pictures of babies from different species. Human babies, Krolix, younglings, Nexari crystals, Thul cubs, and others. Look at these carefully. What do they have in? Common Sun-Hee studied the images. They're all small. Yes, but what else? They all have large eyes compared to their body size. Good. What else? They move clumsily. They make high-pitched sounds. They seem helpless. Perfect. You've just identified the universal signs of youth. These signs exist in almost every intelligent species in the galaxy. Humans are programmed to respond to all of them. But why would we evolve to protect alien young? We didn't evolve to protect alien young specifically. We evolved to protect anything that shows signs of being young and vulnerable. It just happens that these signs are universal. Sun-Hee sat down heavily. You're saying we can't help ourselves? Not. Exactly. Let me tell you a story. A million years ago, early humans lived in small groups. The ones who protected children survived and had more children. The ones who didn't protect children died out. But here's the key part. The humans who survived weren't just protecting their own children. What do you mean? Early humans lived with other species. They shared territories with young animals, young primates, even young birds. The humans who protected all young creatures were more successful than those who only protected human children. Why? Because protecting young creatures meant protecting the future of the entire ecosystem. If you save a young deer, it grows up and provides food. If you save a young bird, it grows up and helps control insects. If you save a young primate, it might help defend your territory. Sun-Hee nodded slowly. Ow. So humans evolved to be general, protectors of youth. Exactly. And when we went to the stars and met alien species, this instinct didn't disappear. It expanded. But Professor, not all species have this instinct. Why are humans different? Kyung-ho pulled up another screen showing evolutionary trees. Most species evolved to protect only their own young. Look at the Vorthok. They're excellent parents to Vorthok children. But they see other species' children as either irrelevant or threatening. And humans evolved differently. We lived in more diverse environments. We had to cooperate with many different species to survive. So we developed broader protective instincts. This is incredible, but I need more proof. Can you test this theory? I already have. Dr. Yoonbi Song from the Neuroscience Institute has been helping me. We've scanned the brains of 200 humans while they looked at alien younglings. The results are consistent. Just then, Dr. Yoonbi Song entered the laboratory. She was a young woman with short black hair and an excited expression. Professor Lee, the latest test results are ready, she said, then noticed Sun-Hee. Oh, you must be Dr. Choi. I've heard about your work. Dr. Song, can you explain what you found? Sun-Hee asked. Of course. We tested humans from all over the galaxy. Different backgrounds, different ages, different cultures. We showed them images of alien younglings in distress. What happened? Every single human showed the same neurological response. Their brains released protective chemicals. Their heart rates increased. Their bodies prepared for action. It was automatic. Yes, the humans couldn't control it. Even when we told them the images weren't real, their brains still reacted the same way. Kyung-ho nodded. This is the key point. Humans don't choose to protect alien younglings. They're programmed to do it. But wait, Sun-Hee said. If this is true, then other species should know about it. They should have been studying us. They have been, Yoonbi said quietly. For decades? What do you mean? We found records of covert testing. The Vorthok have been introducing their younglings to human diplomats during trade negotiations. They monitor human physical responses. The Nexari have been using their telepathic abilities to study human thoughts when humans encounter alien children, Kung Ho added. The Thal Raiders have been staging fake emergencies to see how humans react when alien younglings are in danger. Yunbi continued. Sun He felt sick. They've been experimenting on us. Yes, but not in a harmful way. They've been trying to understand why humans are different, and they've reached the same conclusion we have, which is that humans are the only species in the galaxy with universal protective instincts. We're the only ones who see a child of any species and automatically want to help, but there must be other species like us, Kung Ho said firmly. We've studied 57 different intelligent species. Humans are unique. How can you be sure? Because we've seen what happens when other species encounter alien younglings. Let me show you. Kung Ho pulled up a video recording. It showed a Karathi adult encountering a group of young Nexari. The Karathi looked at the crystal children for a moment, then simply walked away. The Karathi adult felt nothing, Kung Ho explained. No protective instinct, no emotional response. The Nexari younglings were just irrelevant to him. Here's another example, Yunbi said, showing a different video. This is a Vorthok adult meeting young Krolix for the first time. In the video, the Vorthok looked at the small, spider-like creatures and took a step back. His hand moved to his weapon. The Vorthok adult saw the younglings as potential threats, Yunbi explained. His instinct was to defend himself, not protect them. And watch this, Kung Ho said, showing a third video. This is a human merchant named Daeho Park meeting young Thol Raiders for the first time. In the video, Daeho saw the small, furry creatures with their sharp teeth and claws. But instead of being afraid, he smiled. He knelt down and offered them food from his pack. The human saw dangerous-looking alien younglings, and his first instinct was to feed them, Kung Ho said. This is what makes humans special. So the alien species are right to trust us, Sun He said. Yes, but it goes deeper than trust. Let me show you the most important data. Yunbi pulled up a chart on the screen. This shows the success rates of different species protecting younglings that aren't their own. Vorthok protecting non-Vorthok younglings, 37% success rate. Nexari protecting non-Nexari younglings, 41% success rate. Krolix protecting non-Krolix younglings, 28% success rate. Humans protecting non-human younglings, 96% success rate. Daunt. The numbers? 96%? Yes. When humans are tasked with protecting alien younglings, they almost never fail. And the few failures were due to circumstances beyond human control. But why are we so much better at it? Because we actually care, Kung Ho said simply. Other species might protect alien younglings if they're ordered to, or if they're paid to. But humans do it because they can't help themselves. They see a child in danger and they have to act. This explains everything, Sun He said. The requests, the trust, the success rates. We're not just good at protecting alien children. We're the only species that's naturally driven to do it. Exactly. And now that word is spreading, more species are going to want our protection. But can we handle it? Are there enough humans to protect all the alien younglings in the galaxy? It's not our problem to solve, Yunbi said. Our job was to understand why this is happening, and now we do. The question is, Kung Ho added, what do we do with this knowledge? Sun He looked at the brain scans, the test results, and the videos. Everything pointed to the same conclusion. Humans were different. They were special. Not because they were stronger or smarter, but because they cared about all life. We tell the truth, she said finally. We tell everyone what we've discovered. Humans have evolved to be the guardians of youth, not just human youth, but all youth. If other species don't like that, Yunbi asked, then they'll have to accept it, Sun He replied. Because right now, we're the only ones who can do this job. As she left the laboratory, Sun He realized that humanity had just discovered its true purpose in the galaxy. They weren't conquerors or explorers or traders. They were protectors. Soon, everyone would know it. Historian Minsu Park sat in the archives of the Galactic Council, surrounded by thousands of files. For the past month, he had been researching attacks on alien nurseries. What he found made him sick to his stomach. The pattern was clear and horrifying. For the past 5 years, someone had been systematically attacking the places where alien species kept their young. But these weren't random raids. They were planned, coordinated, and focused on one thing: killing children. Computer, display attacks on alien nurseries from the past 5 years, Minsu said. The holographic display showed a map of the galaxy. Red dots appeared, marking attack locations. There were dozens of them, scattered across different sectors. Computer, analyze attack patterns. Analysis complete. 43 separate attacks on nursery facilities. 0 survivors among younglings. Adult survivors, minimal. Attack methods: species-specific weapons designed to target juvenile biology. Minsu leaned back in his chair. Species-specific weapons. That meant the attackers knew exactly what they were targeting. They had studied each species' children and created weapons to kill them efficiently. Computer, identify attacking forces. Attacking forces, unknown. No clear identification available. Common factors: high-tech equipment, perfect intelligence. About target locations: no interest in capturing adults or taking resources. They only wanted to kill the children, Minsu whispered to himself. His communicator buzzed. Captain Seojin Kwan was calling from the military base. Minsu, what have you found? Seojin asked. It's worse than we thought. These aren't random attacks. Someone is waging war against the next generation of every major species in the galaxy. Do you mean look at the targets? Vorthok nurseries? Ixari crystal gardens where their young grow? Thul spawning grounds? Krolix egg chambers? Every major species has been hit. But why target children? Think about it. If you want to destroy a species, you don't attack their armies. You attack their future. No children means no next generation.
Oh.
No next generation means extinction. Seojin was quiet for a moment. You saying someone is trying to commit genocide against multiple species? That's exactly what I'm saying, and it's working. Minsu pulled up more data. The Karathi have lost 60% of their young in the past 2 years. The Nexari have lost 40%. The Vorthok have lost 35%. If this continues, these species will be extinct within 50 years. But who would do this? I don't know yet. But I have a theory. Computer display map of attack origins. The holographic map changed. Now it showed lines pointing toward the galaxy's edge, where few species lived, and fewer still were known to the Council. The attacks are coming from the rim worlds, Minsu said. From species we've never encountered. Rim species? But they're supposed to be primitive. Maybe they're not as primitive as we thought. That afternoon, Minsu met with Commander Jiwon Park at the military briefing room. She looked tired and worried. Commander, I need to ask you about something, Minsu said. In all these attacks, were any human protected facilities hit? No, Gaewon replied immediately. Not a single one. Are you sure? Positive. We've been tracking this carefully. Every nursery under human protection has remained safe, even when the attackers hit the same planets. That's interesting. It means the attackers know about human protection services. Or Jiwon said darkly, they're afraid of humans.
What?
They'd be afraid of humans? We're not the strongest species. No, but we're the most unpredictable. Think about it. If you're planning to attack a nursery, you expect the guards to follow normal military tactics. But humans don't follow normal tactics when children are involved. Minsu nodded. The protective fury that Dr. Choi mentioned. Exactly. When humans see children in danger, they become something else. Something dangerous. But the attacks are still happening, and more species are requesting human protection. Yes, and that's creating a problem. What kind of problem? Jiwon pulled up a chart. Look at these numbers. 3 months ago, we had human guards protecting 12 alien nurseries. Today, we have guards at over 300 facilities. That's a good thing, isn't it? It would be if we had enough humans. But we don't. Every human military unit is being asked to provide guards. We're spreading our people too thin. What happens if we can't protect everyone? Then more children die. And the species that lose their young will blame us for not saving them. In news. Felt a chill were being set up. What do you mean? Think about it. Someone attacks alien nurseries. The aliens ask humans for protection. We can't protect everyone. More children die. The aliens blame humans. The galaxy turns against us. You think this is all planned? I think someone is very smart and very dangerous. And they're using our own protective instincts against us. Later that day, Minsu interviewed Dr. Houn Kim, a xenobiologist who had studied the attack sites. Dr. Kim, what can you tell me about the weapons used in these attacks? They're sophisticated, Dr. Kim replied.
Please.
Each weapon is designed to target specific biological features of young aliens. The weapons that killed Vorthok younglings wouldn't work on adult Vorthok. The weapons that killed Nexari young wouldn't work on adult Nexari. So the attackers studied each species' children extensively. They know more about alien biology than most aliens know about themselves. But how is that possible? Someone has been collecting biological data for years? Maybe decades? They know exactly how each species' younglings develop, what their weaknesses are, how to kill them quickly. Any idea who? Not yet, but I can tell you one thing. Whoever is doing this has access to advanced technology and detailed scientific knowledge. This isn't some random pirate group. What about the lack of adult casualties? That's the strangest part. The attackers could easily kill the adults, but they don't. They only target the young. It's like they want the adults to survive and suffer. Psychological warfare. Exactly. Kill the children, traumatize the parents, destroy the future of the species. It's the perfect way to break a civilization. That evening, Minsu received an urgent message from Captain Seojin Kwan. Minsu, we've got a problem? 3 more nurseries were attacked today, all on worlds that had requested human protection, but we hadn't been able to assign guards yet. Any survivors? None. The attackers are getting bolder. They're hitting targets faster than we can protect them. What about the human-protected facilities? Still safe? But here's the thing. The attackers are now hitting facilities right next to human-protected ones. It's like they're taunting us. Minsu thought for a moment. They want us to spread ourselves thinner. What do you mean? Every time they hit a facility near a human-protected one, more species panic. They all want human guards. We can't provide them fast enough. So what do? We need to find out who's behind this, and we need to do it fast. Any leads? Maybe I've been analyzing the attack patterns. The attackers seem to know exactly when and where to strike. They have perfect intelligence about nursery locations, guard schedules, even backup plans. Inside information? That's what I'm thinking. Someone is feeding them information about alien nurseries. Someone with access to high-level security. Data? A spy? Or spies? This operation is too big for one person. But who would want to destroy alien children? Someone who sees them as threats. Someone who believes that eliminating the next generation of these species will make the galaxy safer. For who? That's the question, isn't it? Who benefits from the extinction of multiple alien species? Minsu ended the call and returned to his research. He pulled up files on Rimworld species, looking for any group that might have the motivation and capability to carry out such attacks. What he found made him realize that the galaxy was facing a threat unlike anything it had ever encountered. The attackers weren't just trying to kill alien children. They were trying to reshape the entire galaxy. And they were using humanity's protective instincts as a weapon against everyone. The question was, would anyone realize what was happening before it was too late? As Minsu worked late into the night, he couldn't shake the feeling that they were running out of time. The attacks were escalating. The requests for human protection were increasing. And somewhere in the darkness between the stars, an enemy was. Watching and waiting, an enemy that understood exactly how to turn the galaxy's greatest protectors into its greatest weakness. Lieutenant Commander Hyunwoo Nam stood on the observation deck of the Arcturus Nursery Complex, watching the stars. In 12 hours, the largest coordinated attack in galactic history would begin. and he was responsible for protecting 3,000 alien children. The nursery complex was huge. It floated in space between 3 planets, with separate sections for different species. Vorthok younglings played in armored chambers. Nexari crystals grew in special gardens. Thul cubs ran through padded playrooms. Krolix eggs incubated in warm, humid chambers. Commander Ensign Juyun Kim approached him. The latest intelligence report is here. Hyunwoo took the datapad and read it. The news was bad. Enemy fleets had been spotted in 12 different star systems. All were heading toward major nursery complexes. This wasn't just another attack. It was an invasion. How many ships are we facing? Hyunwoo asked. At least 300? Maybe more? They're calling themselves the Hegemony? The Hegemony? Collection of Rimworld species? They've been planning this for years. Their goal is to eliminate the young of every major species in the galaxy. Hyunwoo looked through the observation window. In the playrooms below, alien children were laughing and playing. They had no idea what was coming. Sir Juwon continued, "We're receiving evacuation orders from Galactic Command. We're supposed to abandon the facility and retreat to the military station. How many ships do we have to defend this place? 15 against 300. And if we evacuate, children will be defenseless. The hegemony will kill them all." Hyunwoo was quiet for a moment. He thought about his orders. He thought about military strategy. Then he thought about the 3,000 alien children playing below. "Send a message to Galactic Command," he said finally. "Tell them we're staying, sir." We're staying. We're not abandoning these children." "But sir, the odds are impossible. We can't win against 300 ships." "Maybe not, but we can try." Juyun looked worried. "Sir, this could be considered disobeying direct orders. Then court-martial." "Me later. Right now we have a job to do." The next few hours were frantic. Hyunwoo called all his officers together. There were 43 humans on the station, responsible for protecting 3,000 alien younglings. "Listen up," he told them. 8 hours we're going to be attacked by the largest enemy force in galactic history. Command wants us to evacuate. I'm giving you all a choice. You can leave now, and no one will blame you. Or you can stay and help me protect these children." The room was silent. Then Lieutenant Suman Park stood up. "I'm staying," she said. "So am I," said Sergeant Taejun Han. "Count me in," said Corporal Yujin Choi. One by one, every human on the station volunteered to stay. Not because they were ordered to, not because they were paid to, but because they couldn't abandon children in danger. As the enemy fleet approached, Hyunwoo made another decision. He called the alien parents. "This is Commander Nam," he broadcast to the galaxy. "In 6 hours, the hegemony will attack this facility. Your children are here. If you want to help defend them, now's the time." The response was immediate. Vorthok warships began arriving first, then Nexari crystal ships, then Thul Raider fleets. Species that had been enemies for centuries were now working together for one purpose: protecting their young. But even with the alien reinforcements, they were still outnumbered 3-1. Sir Juyun reported, "The hegemony fleet is 2 hours out. They're demanding we surrender the facility. What's their offer? They'll let the human guards leave safely. They only want the alien children. And if we refuse, they'll destroy the entire station." Hyunwoo looked around the command center. His officers were preparing for battle. Through the windows, he could see alien parents saying goodbye to their children, not knowing if they would see them again. "Send them our answer," he said. "Tell them that, if they want these children, they'll have to go through us first." The battle began at 0800 hours. The hegemony fleet was massive. Their ships were black and angular, designed for one purpose: killing. They fired strange weapons that targeted biological life while leaving structures intact. "They're using bioweapons," reported Lieutenant Suman Park. "It's designed to kill younglings specifically. Can our shields stop them? For a while, but not forever." The first wave of attacks hit the station's outer defenses. The shields held, but barely. The alien defense fleets fought bravely, but the enemy had too many ships. Sir Juyun called out, "We're losing the outer ring." The hegemony ships are breaking through. All units fall back to the inner defenses. Protect the nursery sections. Battle raged for hours. Hyunwoo watched as brave alien pilots sacrificed themselves to protect the station. A Vorthok cruiser rammed an enemy ship to save the Nexari section. A Thul Raider fleet held off 50 enemy ships while the Krolak section was evacuated to a safer part of the station, but the enemy kept coming. For every ship they destroyed, 2 more took its place. Commander Sergeant Taejun Han reported, "The enemy has breached Section 7. They're heading for the Thul nursery. Take a team and stop them, sir. We don't have enough people. Then, we'll have to make do." Hyunwoo led a team of 12 humans to Section 7. What they found there horrified them. Hegemony soldiers were advancing through the corridors, carrying weapons designed to kill children. They wore full armor and moved with cold efficiency. "These are bioscanners," one of the enemy soldiers said. "I'm reading 300 Thul. Younglings in the next chamber." "Good," replied their leader. "Set the weapons to juvenile-specific frequencies. We'll eliminate them all at once." Hyunwoo felt something change inside him. These weren't soldiers. They were child killers. And they were about to murder 300 innocent babies. "Take them down," he ordered. The humans attacked with a fury that surprised even themselves. They fought like animals protecting their own young. The enemy soldiers had better weapons and armor, but they weren't prepared for the intensity of human protective rage. The battle in Section 7 lasted 2 hours. When it was over, 12 humans had defeated 30 enemy soldiers. But the cost was heavy. Half of Hyunwoo's team was wounded. Sir Jun's voice crackled over the communicator. "We're holding but barely. The enemy's preparing for a final assault. How long can we last? Maybe 6 hours? Maybe less." Hyunwoo looked at his wounded team. They were exhausted, hurt, and running out of ammunition. But when he suggested they retreat, they all refused. "We're not leaving," said Lieutenant Suman Park, blood running down her face. "Not while there are children to protect." "The Thal cubs are scared," said Sergeant Taejun Han, holding his injured arm. "They need us." "The Nexar younglings are crying," said Corporal Yujin Choi, leaning against a wall. "I promised them we'd keep them safe." As the final enemy assault began, Hyunwoo realized something important. The aliens had been right to trust humans. When faced with children in danger, humans became something more than soldiers. They became guardians. The battle lasted 36 hours. When it was over, the hegemony fleet was retreating. The nursery complex was damaged but intact, and not a single alien child had been harmed. The cost was enormous. 60% of the human defenders were casualties, but they had won. Against impossible odds, they had protected 3,000 alien YOUNGLA. As medical teams treated the wounded, Hyunwoo walked through the nursery sections. In every room, alien children ran up to their human guards, hugging them and thanking them. The younglings didn't understand what had happened. They only knew that their human protectors had kept them safe. Commander Ju-yoon said, approaching him with a message. "This is from the Galactic Council." Hyunwoo read the message. It was short but important. "The Battle of Arcturus has shown the galaxy what human guardians can accomplish. Effective immediately, all major nursery complexes will be placed under human protection. The hegemony threat is real, but so is human courage." As he finished reading, a small Vorthok youngling tugged at his uniform. The little alien looked up at him with large, innocent eyes. "Guardian human," the youngling said in broken standard. "You keep us safe?" Hyunwoo knelt down and smiled. "Always," he said. "Always." The battle was over. But the war for the galaxy's future was just beginning. 6 months after the Battle of Arcturus, Admiral Su Young-jung stood before the largest gathering in galactic history. Representatives from every known species filled the Great Assembly Hall on Kepler Station. They had come to witness the signing of the Arcturus Accords. "Today," Admiral Jung began, "we formalize what the galaxy has already accepted. Humans are the official guardians of all alien young." The hall erupted in cheers. Vorthok warriors roared approval. Xari crystals chimed. In harmony, the raiders pounded their weapons on the floor. Even the normally quiet Krolliks clicked their mandibles in excitement. In the months following the battle, everything had changed. The attack on Arcturus had been the hegemony's final major offensive. When they failed to destroy the nursery complex, their alliance began to fall apart. Some Rimworld species surrendered. Others fled to the galaxy's edge. The coordinated attacks on alien children had stopped, but the real change was in how the galaxy viewed humans. Before Arcturus, humans were seen as a minor species. For diplomacy and trade, but not particularly important. Now they were the most valued beings in the galaxy. Dr. Choi, Admiral Jung called out, "Please present your final report." Over the past 6 months, she had continued studying human-alien interactions. Her findings had shocked even her. "The results are clear," she announced. Human-protected alien younglings show remarkable improvements in all areas. They grow faster, learn quicker, and develop stronger social bonds. She pulled up a holographic display. Vorthok younglings under human care develop their natural armor 20% faster than normal. Nexari younglings show improved telepathic control. Thulcubs display enhanced problem-solving abilities. But most importantly, she continued, they show no fear of other species. These alien younglings are growing up to be the most peaceful generation in galactic history. The implications were staggering. Human guardians weren't just protecting alien children. They were raising them to be better than their parents. "How is this possible?" asked War Master Keth, who had been promoted to Galactic Ambassador. "Humans don't just protect," Dr. Choi explained. "They nurture, they teach, they play. They show affection to all younglings equally. The alien children learn this behavior and carry it into adulthood." "So you're saying human guardians are creating a more peaceful galaxy?" asked Vixtel, the Nexari elder. "That's exactly what I'm saying." The economic impact was equally dramatic. Human protection services had become the galaxy's most valuable commodity. Entire human colonies were being established near alien nursery worlds. The waiting list for human guardians was now 3 years long. Commander Giwan Park, now Director of Guardian Services, presented the numbers. "We currently have human guardians protecting over 10,000 alien nursery facilities. That's 47 million alien younglings under direct human care. But we need more," she continued. Requests are coming in faster than we can fill them. Every species wants human guardians for their children. How many humans are involved in guardian services?" asked Admiral Jung. "Currently, 2 million humans work as alien child guardians. Another 5 million are in training. We expect to have 10 million human guardians active within 5 years. The transformation of human society was remarkable. Guardian training had become the most popular career path for young humans. Universities were offering degrees in alien child development. The Human Guardian Corps had more volunteers than any military force in history. "What about the humans who choose not to become guardians?" asked Grok, the Thul representative. "They support the program in other ways," Juan replied. "Some design better nursery facilities. Others develop new educational programs. Some work in guardian transportation and logistics. The entire human economy has restructured around protecting alien young." Dr. Yunbi Song, now head of the Interspecies Psychology Institute, stood to address the assembly. "We've made another important discovery. Human guardians are developing stronger protective instincts with each generation they protect." "You mean," asked Admiral Jung, "humans who work as guardians for several years show enhanced neurological responses to alien younglings. Their brains become even more sensitive to signs of distress or danger. They're evolving to be better protectors." "Evolution in action," murmured Professor Kyung-Ho Lee from the audience. "But the most remarkable change is in the alien younglings themselves," Dr. Song continued. "Those raised by human guardians show no prejudice against other species. They see all life as valuable." To demonstrate this, she called forward a group of young aliens. There was a Vorthok teenager, her armor still the bright colors of youth. A young Nexari, his crystal body sparkling with health. A Thul cub, barely old enough to walk upright. a juvenile Krolix, her mandibles decorated with friendly patterns. These 4 younglings were all raised by the same human guardian team, Dr. Song explained. Watch how they interact. The young aliens immediately began playing together. The Vorthok teenager gently helped the Thul cub climb onto her back. The Nexari shared his thoughts with the Krolix through careful telepathic touch. They showed no fear, no aggression, no territorial behavior. This would have been impossible in previous generations, Dr. Song said. Young Vorthok and Krolix would normally be natural enemies. But human guardians taught them to see each other as friends. Are you saying humans are creating a new kind of galactic citizen? Asked Fixtel. Yes. These younglings will grow up to be leaders who value all species equally. They'll build a more peaceful galaxy than we ever imagined. The formal signing of the Arcturus Accords took place that afternoon. Every species representative signed the document, establishing humans as the official guardians of alien youth. The agreement included provisions for human guardian training, facility standards, and protection protocols. But the most important clause was simple. Human guardians have the right and responsibility to protect alien younglings by any means necessary. No government, military, or authority may override this responsibility. As the signing ceremony concluded, Admiral Jung made a final announcement, effective immediately. The new Arcturus Nursery Complex will become the galaxy's first integrated child development facility. Younglings from all species will be raised together under human guardianship. The new Arcturus facility was a marvel of engineering. Built where the old complex had been damaged, it was 3 times larger and designed specifically for multi-species childcare. Each section was customized for different species' needs, but all were connected by common play areas. In Learning Center's Captain Eugene SEO, one of the heroes of the original battle, had been chosen to lead the facility. As she gave tours to dignitaries, she explained the philosophy behind the new approach. We don't just protect alien children, she said. We raise them to be citizens of the galaxy. They learn about all species, not just their own. They play together, learn together, and grow up together. How do you handle the different biological needs? Asked a reporter. Each species has specialized areas for their unique requirements. Vorthok younglings need combat training. Nexari younglings need telepathic development. Thul cubs need wilderness survival skills. They all share classes in art, music, science, and peaceful conflict resolution. What about cultural differences? The younglings teach each other. A Vorthok teenager might show a Krolix youngling how to build things. A Nexari might help a Thul cub understand mathematical concepts. They learn that differences make them stronger, not weaker. The tour ended in the main play area, where hundreds of alien younglings were engaged in various activities. Human guardians moved among them, offering help, comfort, and guidance. The scene was one of peaceful chaos, younglings from different species playing, learning, and growing together. A small group of younglings approached Captain Seo. They were mixed species, different sizes and colors, but they moved as a unit. Their leader was a young Vorthok named Kella, Guardian Captain. Kella said in perfect standard, "We want to show you something." Younglings had built a model of the galaxy using blocks, crystals, and various materials. But this wasn't just any model. It showed the galaxy as they imagined it could be, with species living together in harmony, sharing resources and knowledge. "This is beautiful," Captain Seo said. "Work on this together." "Yes," said a young Nexari named Sil. "We wanted to show that different species can build something beautiful together. And we want to help make this real when we grow up," added a Thul cub named Brock. Captain Seo knelt down to their level. "You know what? I think you will." Months passed. The success of the new Arcturus facility inspired similar projects across the galaxy. Mixed species nurseries became the new standard. Human guardians were no longer just protectors. They were the teachers of a new generation. The hegemony threat had been defeated. But the victory was about more than military success. It was about proving that protection and nurturing could be more powerful than fear and hatred. Dr. Sun Hee Choi published her final report on human protective instincts. Her conclusion was simple but profound. Humans didn't evolve to be the strongest or smartest species. We evolved to be the most caring, and in a galaxy full of dangers. That may be the most important trait of all. The galaxy had learned to trust humans with their most precious possessions, their children, and humans had proven worthy of that trust, not through strength or technology, but through something much more powerful: unconditional love for any child in need. Years later, when the first generation of human-raised alien younglings reached adulthood, they would become the leaders of a new era. They would be warriors who chose peace, diplomats who valued all life, and explorers who saw the galaxy as one great family. The dangerous aliens had been right to have faith in humans, not because humans were fearless, but because they were. The only species that saw a crying child and instinctively responded with comfort instead of calculation. At the end of her shift, Captain Yajin Essio walked through the quiet nursery sections. Most of the younglings were sleeping, but she stopped by each room to check on them. In the Vorthok section, teenage guards in training were practicing their protective stances. In the Nexari Gardens, young crystals hummed softly in their sleep. The thulled ends, cubs curled up in warm piles. A small voice called out from the Krolix section. "Guardian Mother?" Essio turned to see a young Krolix named Zil, barely old enough to speak clearly. "What is it, little one? Will you keep us safe?" It was the same question that had been asked countless times by countless younglings. And like every human guardian before her, Essio gave the same answer. "Always," she said softly. "Always." As she turned off the lights and headed home, she smiled. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new younglings to protect, and new opportunities to prove that love was stronger than fear. The galaxy had found its guardians, and the guardians had found their purpose. The future was in good hands, human hands that would never let go of those they were sworn to protect.